is there things like in your personal experience of saving in national disasters that you were inspired by?
The more you can do
How can we?
to
Okay.
prepare yourself and protect yourself, then there's less that I have to do to protect you or save you. Less effort on my part, so that frees me up to save more people. So let's say, like in a boating situation, you don't have your life vest on and you're in the water, but yet three other people have their life vests on. Well, because you don't have your life vest on, I know you probably have less time, more fatiguing, whatever. I got to make sure I get you out. Whereas if you have your life vests are all on and you're all clipped together and you're doing the right thing, then instead of me trying to find and search for each one of you, all five of you got off the boat, you all clipped in, stayed together, and you all got vests on. We come in, we make one swoop, we save everybody there, and then we go. We're not out there spending time looking, searching. Meantime, there's other people out there that, we can't be everywhere at the same time. So by them helping themselves a little bit, it lessen the requirement for us to spend time looking for five people on a boat when they're all clinging together. They're all life vested. We can see, oh, there they go. And it's easier to see. It's easier to see five people together with life vests, with reflective tape on and flashlights than it is to see individuals out there with well, I got a seat cushion and I got a half a vest on. I got, you know what I'm saying? So the more you prepare
Hmm.
yourself, and even for you, so for this type of situation, make sure, like you said you got extra water. So okay, you know what? If I can't find you day one, I'm still gonna be able to find you day three because you have water, a flashlight, a way to signal somebody. Like as they maybe maybe you're trapped, they can't hear you, but yet you have a signaling device or like a hammer or something. You can knock on the door or knock on the debris, and they can find you. Stuff like that. Um, tell people where you are, like updating, so you're getting ready to lose power. It says I'm at this place, I'm by this tree, I'm by this church, I'm on this address, I'm by the water, I'm in the park by the fountain or whatever. Because then when it all goes down, we go, what's the last known position? Well, he said he was by this tree in the park in the fountain, and he said he was wearing a purple jacket with red shoes. And okay, now we know a place to kind of go to find him. Vice just generally going whatever. But yeah, communication is important for anything.
Any advice if I have to go to an evacuation center?
Like I said, the more you're prepared, the more stuff you have to take care of yourself. That's less of a burden you put on the infrastructure in the system. So, and the other thing with evacuation centers, be careful because there's people out there. Once you take away people's basic needs, food, water, shelter, they become like less, I'll say, cordial. You know what I'm saying?
Civil.
So less civil, less cordial. Civility, all that, because you go back to your basic survival needs. Like I need food,
You've ex-
I need, and there's also there's predators out there. They look for
have you,
that.
yeah, have you experience with
Oh,
predators
yeah,
in your own
exactly. I mean,
personal?
people trying to like the your attorney generals just said, you know, if you think you can take advantage of the situation, we will pursue you to the utmost. I mean, because there are people out there, sad to say, that will say, "Hey,
Yeah,
eh,
I'm saying, have you experienced that personally, where you saw someone or some situation or people getting uncivil, waiting for help? What was that
yeah,
like?
yeah, yeah."
If you,
I've dealt with that with migrants, with the migrant operations. We're we used to, again, pick up the people that they were, Haitians and Cubans at sea and stuff, and you know, they were in dire straits. So we would feed them and do whatever, and everything. Everything was cool. We had to kind of keep them cool, keep them calm, keep them this, whatever. And we started getting directives that, like, hey, if you're gonna have to take them back to Port-au-Prince, like we would not do it like at broad daylight if we could make because once they saw they were headed back to where they were trying to get away from, could become more violent. You know what I'm saying? Because they'd be like, "Yeah, well, we just came here. We don't want to go. We don't want to go back." Just start like that. And usually, a lot of times, you could tell an aggressor in a crowd, like someone who's like kind of agitating, agitating people, or just whatever. And you try to get them out of trying to separate them from the crowd. and say, look, calm them down. Can't do this. Blah 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 blah. Because they'll start to incite. Like they can incite. They may not be the actual people that do the things, but they can incite it really quickly. Be like, yeah, 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 you saw that, man. Yeah, yeah, I saw that. Go get him, man. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go get him. That kind of thing. They hype people like we used to call it the hype man in the club. It's like they can have the hype man
So
and
you definitely have to, and when you're doing crowd control, response control, there's a hype man, hype person, and you find
there you
that
go.
person and
Try to
wait.
isolate him, get him away from the crowd because he or she could just incite. It's like incite the whole thing.
I'm just saying that might be me. I might be calling things out if I'm in these precarious situations. But more on that later. I'm very thankful of people who've all reached out and told me, are you okay?
Yeah.
And it does get anxious. Like it's overwhelming to be like, am I okay? If everybody's hitting me up now, but
Well, I think
to
the
what
part
you
of that is that they're not close. Like, and this was the hardest thing for me. Like when you guys all moved to different places of the world, I call it. Like my ability to get to you and what I knew was like a pretty quick response time was diminished. Like my ability to like say right now, say, okay, Kyle needs some. I got to get to him. Like my ability to get to you in L.A. from Connecticut is very diminished. So I got to catch a flight, train, whatever. If I'm lucky, I can get a couple flights, a couple hops, and get to you in what, maybe 5, 6, 7 hours. It's everything smooth. In this type of situation, probably not so much. So where can I get? I could probably get from here maybe to Las Vegas, Nevada, or something like that, and then what? Get a bus, rent a car, and then which way? Like you said, what's my path going to be in there? It'd probably come in from the south, so I'd probably go through Las Vegas, come in through maybe San Diego, and come up that way, or you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking geographically like how to get to you. And that's the hardest part, and I think that's why people have called you and said, hey Kyle, where are you? Because we're way over here, we really don't know. We hear the name, the fire's here, and the news always says, LA is burning, and you're like, well, Kyle in LA, where is he in LA? I don't really know. Is he on the water? Is he in the fire? Is his house getting, did he have to evacuate? So I think that's why people call too, because it's all over the news now, and we don't really know like the area exactly.
trying to stay. We on the fault lines. We on the trench. Well, yeah, no, it's good to know. I'll keep responding to people.
Hmm.
And yeah, if that story develops, but yeah, thank you for coming on here and giving me some wise words. It
Mm.
feels good to center myself right now. It just I can't even work. It's just like watching the news, staying updated, trying to get myself together. I
Mm.
just really hope I can get at least my journals. Like I feel like those are the only things I really, really care about. That I could see myself like,
Well, I mean, well,
yeah,
so that having said that, maybe it's a time now, rather than actually carrying the actual journal. I don't know if and it's just shit if you can like take photos, like screenshots of.
journals since I was 13.
Okay, well,
It's like
maybe some of them instead of having them with you, maybe you send it to like, or you can get like you can get those fire boxes, fire safes, pretty inexpensively.
okay,
And the ones that are older or whatever that you don't review that much or whatever, you could probably put them in there or put them in a storage unit or whatever, and then in your apartment, and they'll seal them in a fireproof container. So that way, if the building catches fire, whatever like that, you could always go back, and they'll be in the fireproof containers as long as they're
that's I'll look into that
fire
because
and
I just
water.
want to get my journals.
Yeah.
My like little photo album grandma gave me, just like that. Everything else,
Yeah, yeah.
luckily I've lived a very migrant,
Nomadic.
magnet
See the brothers in
style.
Africa, the nomadic tribes. See, they know how to do it, right? They just grab their stuff, roll it up, start walking. All you need is food, water, flashlight, a good knife, some good shoes, and it was funny. I was
And good
my boys were talking about, hey, a great like called bug out vehicle, if you will, is a good bicycle. A good bicycle take you pretty quick. I mean, you're still in pretty good shape. You can pedal a long way in a bicycle, and you can get around stuff. You can, Put a little
Yes.
bag on it, a little backpack, and then roll. You know, vice a car or I mean, a motorcycle's better.
Right.
Dirt bike. You know.
You've also given me a really great idea, and because I have access to the public bike system, the thing that I'm would be the concern is if like the actual program shuts down,
Well,
and so you can't rent
you
bikes.
can't pull it
But
out of the lock, right? It won't release.
right,
Oh yeah.
and then I can't get so for
Right.
me that's probably going to be some downtown shelters, some shelters in Hollywood. At the end of the day, you're right. I'm a young, able-bodied person. These feet are pretty built. I come from good walking legacy, so
Hmm.
it wouldn't be a day if I had to walk my ass down to Long Beach. But
Hmm.
yeah, the bike is an option that just does give me a
Yeah.
sense of
I mean, and you could get a fairly inexpensive one. I mean, you don't need a fancy one. I mean, I don't know. California got maybe some serious hills and stuff like that.
yeah, maybe just get
No,
straight up buy a bike and on the moment. Yeah.
or just
Okay. Well,
grab one from a thrift store or whatever. But hopefully, like in a situation like that, I'm sure a lot of times, like I don't know what the name of the company is that has those e-bikes there. What they could do is like, listen, we got to get people out of there, and then someone at the command center at a level of that height could say, hey, we got we got say 155 e-bikes in that area. Let's just hit the button and unlock them all and tell
like
people,
all the scooters,
yeah, just unlock them.
people
If you need one, go grab one, and then we'll figure it out later on. They'll get government money to pay for them if they got to go round them up or find them or if they get damaged, whatever. But
yeah.
that's part of that master pre-planning that and I'm sure California is all that is in the concept, is in the plan.
We'll see. We'll see.
Mhm.
I'll keep you updated on that. I really do appreciate this
All right.
session and yeah,
Cool.
hot smoky episode
All
that
right.
this is.
Love you, man.
All right, this love you too, Dad.
All
Bye.
right. Take care. Bye bye.
That's another episode of the Cop and the Comic. Thank you for listening. Father son talking about security. What isn't more important in this day and age? Please follow all the rest of the Genius Child productions, and if you have any comments or suggestions, that's what keeps this stuff going. Please let me know. And yeah, support the Patreon. Ciao bella.